Hello, welcome to Murder at the Round Table. My name is Rayaf, and I'm joined today by my awesome co-host Ibsha.
I'm back
Yes, we have returned very quickly
very
because
quickly.
this has been on our minds. Been thinking about this for a while to do part two on Belle Gunas. Finish the saga, the story, the myth, the legend, crazy, dare I say. Uh, yeah. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I just put up the first part, so a lot of the information is like still fresh on my mind, which is probably a
Hmm.
good thing. But if you want, you could probably like run down some of the key elements that we talked about in the previous episode.
Yeah, but they can watch it too, you know. That no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay. So in our previous episode, we talked about Balgunas. We talked about her early life, way back in Norway. You know, her living situation, growing up, hustling, getting that money to immigrate to the States, the unverified story about the miscarriage and the man who attacked her, causing said
Mm-hmm.
miscarriage. Then, coming to the States, building her life, getting married, having some kids, then, losing a business to a fire insurance claim, losing a house to a fire insurance claim, losing some kids to a fire insurance claim.
Wait,
Uh,
I thought. Wait.
sorry,
Did
not kids to the kids to colitis
yes, I was
insurance
about to
claim. Yeah,
say, didn't
exactly.
they die was from colitis? There we go. Yes.
Yeah. They did.
But the insurance claim is still there.
Yeah, exactly. Then losing her man's, getting a double insurance claim, because like the only day where two insurance claims overlapped is when he
Yeah.
died, so she got quite the payout.
What beautiful timing, you know.
Exactly. Then we got moving to Indiana, having the second marriage, and
Living
uh
on a farm, pig farm,
yeah.
right? Yeah, living on a pig farm. So I think we're starting to see a pattern.
Just a little bit. It does change slightly at this point,
We
after
love
the
a
death,
character arc.
exactly after the death of her second husband here, Mr. Peter Gunes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and after which we find her in the Lonely Hearts era. So before we jump into there, a little clarification, I guess, that I had to provide from our last video. So Philip Gunas, the young boy,
Mm-hmm.
is actually the biological child of both Peter and Belle, right?
Oh,
Yeah. So he was born shortly after the beginning of the second marriage, and
okay.
then the two children that Peter came with into the marriage. So one of them I'd mentioned died pretty much
Mm-hmm.
the first week they were married, right? Uh, there's just nothing known about the second, and that's just due
Okay.
to historical records.
Okay, fair.
So, yeah, not quite sure. Most likely they also died, but no details. And that's where the confusing thing came in last time.
Right. And I also wanted to add, if
Hmm.
you listen to part one, there was a kid, daughter Jenny, her remains were found on the property.
Yes. So
Yes.
the point of I guess Jenny's remains being found, that's a little bit later. So we'll
Hmm.
talk about that here, but I thought I'd kind of mention it anyways back then as like a
Yeah.
little foreshadowing. But yeah. Um, alrighty. So let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
So we find ourselves back in 1905 with Belle placing. the personal ads in
Wait, did we
Norwegian. Yeah,
did we do an intro? I don't think we did our intro.
the intro of the please subscribe.
Yeah, did we do that?
No, I didn't do that, but honestly, I think I actually have it set for the end, anyways.
All right. Well, this is Murder at the Round Table, you guys. Just in case you're confused.
Oh, no,
Sorry,
no,
go
no.
ahead.
Sorry, I did intro with like the name.
Did
I
he?
said welcome to
Okay.
the Murder of the Round Table, yeah, but I just didn't say like the please subscribe and all that.
Okay. Oh my gosh, what fell? Sorry. I guess I blanked out.
Are you keeping all of this in?
I'm going to. I'm so lazy. I'm like getting very lazy with the editing. This is why half our stuff now is unedited because I'm lazy.
I don't know. It's all good. Um, but yeah, and I guess I didn't do a trigger warning, but seriously, if you're listening to this after the first part, it's literally the same trigger warning. There's nothing that's changed. Not too much here.
Murder, violence against children, violence against adults.
Yeah, poisoning, fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah. The
Okay,
general.
yeah. Okay, so 1905, we find Belle. She's on her pig farm. She's placing the personal ads in Norwegian like newspapers, inviting like very well-off men to come visit her farm, and well, really just come in and move in with her,
Mm-hmm.
proposing marriage, partnership, all that fun stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So over a period of about 2 years, so 1905, 1907, you have several suitors who or farmhands who do come
Mm-hmm.
to the land. Many are coming with cash, and many are never seen again. The typical approach, because now she got this down to a science, I'm telling you. The typical
Oh.
approach was offering an individual a strychnine poison drink. So
Mm-hmm.
it was, be like in a coffee or something. And then
Right.
once they've passed out, bludgeoning them with a hammer,
Mm-hmm.
butchering them or dismembering the body afterwards, and burning or burying the remains on the property, sometimes underneath the hog pen.
Hog pen. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where all the pigs stay. So men who responded and were subsequently found to have disappeared, like there were quite a few names that were provided here, but two that kind of had additional details was a Henry Gerholt, who
Mm-hmm.
had told his family like he liked the farm, again, never seen from again, and a John Moe from I think from Minnesota, yep, who withdrew cash before vanishing. His trunk was later found in Belle's house.
Trunk found in Belle's house. Okay.
Yeah. There's one recorded survivor, though, a George Anderson, who ran away
Mm-hmm.
after, he gets to the farm, passes out, and then waking up to find Belle standing over him with a
Oh my
candle and
god.
like this sinister expression. So man's just bolts right out of there.
Oh my god. So, what happened to him? Like, did he like call the police or ev- eventually I'm gonna guess he did.
He didn't really do much after
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, there wasn't like a follow-up police report that I came across. So he just got out, thought the girl was crazy, and yeah, called it a day, I guess.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. At the end of the 2 year period, so this is going on, like I mentioned, like for 2 years, we kind of now come to our final victims and I guess escalating suspicion because now this has been happening for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
So around August 1907,
Yeah.
Bell hires Ray Lamphere
Mm-hmm.
as a farmhand who becomes
Oh, hang on, hang
romantically
on,
in.
hang on, hang on.
Mhm.
Sorry. Just stop for a sec. Sorry, recording is on. So the name is Ray Lamphere, and he was a farmhand.
Mhm. Um, so do you want me to, like, I can restart from the recorded survivor?
Just start from when you start talking about Ray.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Uh, yeah, okay. Hold up. Uh, sorry, I missed one note actually about George.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
We can.
if it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
go.
just go back anyways. Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So this is continuing after I said he just headed out, and then um sorry, at the time just thought she was crazy, left. He was very unnerved. But later on, I think I'll mention it now.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, once all her crimes came out, George does contact the police and lets them know like that he was there, and
Mm-hmm.
after he realizes that he narrowly avoided being a victim.
Oh yeah, so that's what I was trying to like get at. Like
Yeah,
clearly something must have happened for us to be like, oh yeah, he survived. That's fair.
yeah. Uh, okay. So then this kind of goes on for the next 2 years, as I'd mentioned, like within the span of the 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then we now come towards like the final victims and escalating suspicion because people are wondering what's going on with this farm.
Right.
So, August 1907, Bell hires a Ray Lamphere as a farmhand. He becomes romantically involved with her. They're kind of on and off kind of relationship, and also kind of possessive as well.
Mm-hmm.
He is very relevant later on, but that's kind of the relationship that they have during this period.
How old is Ray? Do we know?
I don't know actually
Okay.
when they met. So he was approximately 38 years old.
Okay. And Belle was.
Belle was at this point, this is 1907. She was
Mm-hmm.
born in 1859. 48.
Okay, so like a 10-year gap. Not bad.
Yeah, he was into older women.
Understandable. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe women back then were in were I don't know his type. I guess.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, so they had that going on for them, but obviously, she's still having people coming over to the
Mm-hmm.
farm, the suitors that are responding to the ads.
Right.
One such suitor arrives in January 1908. His name is Andrew Helgelien. He's a Norwegian farmer from Aberdeen, South Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
and he visited Belle and stayed for about 2 weeks. So,
2 weeks. Okay.
yeah, within this period and a little bit beforehand, they were in communication, kind of sending letters back and forth prior to him actually arriving. But in addition to that, she managed to convince him to send money to her. So he did do that. He wired money to a Laporte bank, which Bell withdrew in full while he was there,
Mm-hmm.
refusing like his suggestion to leave any part of it for safekeeping. And in addition to that, he also kept his move a secret because that's what she told him to do.
Red flag after red flag.
Yeah. And so yeah, he's there for 2 weeks, and then right after she gets her money, he disappears the next day.
He also went to finishing school, apparently.
Andrew?
That was a joke.
Oh, oh, yikes! That was a dark one, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, yeah. So then he's gone for a while. His brother, Azel Helgelien, begins writing to Belle after he finds like some communication between her and his brother's been gone for a while. So he's writing to Belle, he's writing to the bank, and he's like asking what's going on, where's my bro? And it gets to a point where he's like, okay, I'm gonna come to the farm and look for him myself.
Yikes.
Yeah, exactly. So now we jump to February 1908, where Belle fires Lanfear,
Oh
citing
no.
trespassing and jealousy. The jealousy may have been due to the fact that Andrew had come over and was hanging around her, even though he
Mm-hmm.
himself had the desire to like ultimately to marry and be with Belle.
So, here's a question. Did
Hmm.
Lamphere have any idea what was going on? It's like, because clearly Belle got rid of Andrew, assuming on the farm where
Hmm.
Lamphere was. So he
Hmm.
must have known, right? Or no, we don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
So pretty much right after she fires him, she claims very publicly that he was started threatening to burn down her house and even with her children inside of it
Mm,
too. Just letting all the people know. And then shortly after, she hired a new farmhand called Joe Maxon. So a few months later, actually just like 2 months later, on April
yeah.
28th, 1908, 4 a.m., Joe Maxon wakes up to the smell of smoke and he attempts to alert Belle and her children.
Yeah.
Failing to wake anyone up,
Oh my
he
God.
ran to town and he got the fire department. So the house burned down,
Yes.
and in the ruins, four bodies were discovered.
Oh my God. Who would have
So
guessed?
yeah, Myrtle and Lucy Sorensen, who were the two children who came with Belle from the first marriage,
Okay.
and then Philip Gunness,
Oh
her
no.
biological son. Yeah, this is where he dies.
Oh
And
no.
a headless adult woman,
Stop.
as, assumed to be Belle, though size discrepancies raised doubts. The corpse was 5 inches shorter and 50 pounds lighter than Belle. Belle was about 6 foot and 200 pounds.
And these discrepancies, sorry,
Hmm.
um, were they like, I know this is like still early 1900s. Were they like required to prove in order to be like, oh, this is definitely not Belle scientifically, medically? Or is this something that came out after? Because obviously DNA wasn't a thing.
Hmm. So the coroner at the time noted this down,
Okay, so
noted
he
the
did.
discrepancy. He's like, yeah, I see what you guys are saying, but also like this is not matching up with what we have on record, essentially.
Okay.
And there was no explanation for the missing head.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you don't just lose a head in a fire, you know?
Hmm. So after the bodies were discovered in the home,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Azel called the Laporte authorities and explained everything about Andrew. He also came to the farm, as he promised he would, and with Maxon, they began digging on the property near the hog pen. So while he was there, they noticed some weird kind of earth mounds.
Mm-hmm.
Things kind of looked a little bit unstable, and then they're like, okay, we're going to start digging. And so they start digging.
Great idea.
So the first discovery was his own brother. Um, yeah, his remains were in like this burlap sack.
Oh my god.
And then over the next couple days, at least 11 additional dismembered bodies were unearthed. Victims were decapitated, dismembered, and buried in shallow depressions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Most of the remains, though, could not be identified,
Identified. Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah. Um, this is also when Jenny Olson's remains were found.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one that actually went to finishing school, or allegedly went to finishing school,
Exactly.
according to
So,
Belle.
exactly. So we in total ended up having a confirmed dead count of like 14 plus or so,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a suspected total victim count of like maybe, you know, 30 to 40 more. But you have a lot of dismembered bodies. It's hard to tell who's what's what.
And obviously, this is a hog farm, pig farm.
Hmm.
Could potentially there be more, and those remains were just, you know,
Those
given
are
to
the
the.
ones, yeah, yeah, the missing ones could have been given to the pigs and such. Yep,
Yeah.
would make sense. Would make sense.
Um,
So, mhm,
I was gonna say, for those of you who are, I don't know, like, a lot of people may not be aware, but it's a common understanding or a common fact known by the people who commonly listen to true crime. Pigs will devour anything, and that includes human remains. So that's where that idea is coming from.
and actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if she was the first person to do this.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's there's no single source, but she's just one of the early ones, I guess.
Hmm. I mean,
We had one in Canada too.
but that
It's
was
actually
like
somebody,
much later.
yeah, yeah,
That
somebody we
was
should talk
Robert
about too.
Picton.
Yeah.
Um, he recently passed away. So his crimes, I remember when I posted about Robert Picton um,
Hmm.
on my Instagram, personal Instagram page. This was like when I was in university. So uh, not too long ago, but I had someone saying like they knew friends of the victims. So yeah, that was very recent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure like people before Bell have thought about it and have done it, whether it be on record or not.
Hmm. Yeah. Anybody who has pigs, that thought probably crossed their minds at least once,
Hmm.
I guess. Uh, all right. So we flash forward a few months to November 1908,
Okay.
where Ray Lamphere gets arrested.
Oh, for what?
And when he's arrested,
Hmm.
he's found wearing John Moe's overcoat and Henry Gerholt's watch.
But what did he
So
get arrested for?
items that were in the house. So he was being arrested in suspicion of the this arson.
Oh, right, because he Bella
Because
publicly claimed that he
exactly,
would. Okay, that makes
exactly,
sense.
exactly. So very much set up, the debate out there is, was he a scapegoat for this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they go through trial, and he's found guilty of arson, so burning down the farmhouse, which
Oh my
again was
God.
made more believable by the claims Bell made, but not guilty of murder, interestingly, largely because the identity of the headless woman found in the ruins was never definitively confirmed to be
Mm-hmm.
Belle Gunness.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I can get behind that.
But my question to that was, the kids died in the same fire, so.
True. Like he should have been guilty. So there's four bodies. It should have been guilty of murdering three
Mhm.
or attempted at least.
Yeah. I guess the argument you could put here is, if you can't definitively confirm that it's Belle,
Hmm.
then Belle could have done it and then ran.
True for
But
all of them, yeah.
exactly. So, anyways, so he was found guilty for arson, but honestly, he wasn't long for the world anyways, because a year later he was on his deathbed due to tuberculosis.
Oh, poor guy.
And here he claimed that Bell murdered the men for money and disposed the bodies via burial, dismemberment, or feeding them to the hogs.
There we go.
He claimed that he witnessed Andrew Helgeline's murder,
Mm-hmm.
that Bell staged the fire, murdered another woman to pose as herself, and escaped. This was all because of Azel's impending arrival,
Okay.
and that he was instructed to set the fire and burn the house down. So, all of these details in this confession were revealed in two parts, essentially. So, there was the a first confession where some of these details were out there
Mm-hmm.
and it was said publicly, but then there was a second confession, air quotations on second confession, where where a reverend who had, come to listen to his, confessions and do his last rites, had gotten him to write down everything in writing and sign it and record
Right.
it, and he sealed it. And that one provided more details, um, like how Bell did the luring of people and how the body disposals worked.
Oh.
Yeah. So this second confession, it was sealed. It was kept by that Reverend Edwin Shell, and later it was released by a journalist, Edward Betchley, after bugging the man for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
So post 1908. So now we're gonna look at like the aftermath and legacy period, I guess. Despite suspicions, Balgunis was declared dead. Though, as stated previously, the corpse's height-weight mismatch was never explained,
Mm-hmm.
and sightings of Bell were reported for years afterwards. So essentially became a bit of an urban myth.
Yeah, a little bit of a spooky legend.
Yeah. What are your thoughts right now before I keep going?
Um, no thoughts really, because I've been asking question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad the Reverend actually released that confession because I think you often hear like because of secrecy and privacy, these things don't get released, but I'm glad they did.
Yeah. And it helped to corroborate like our one survivor's account. Like once he found out about the crimes, he went to the authorities and he was able to say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is everything that happened to me, and it lined up a lot with these confessions as well.
Yeah.
So it helped to corroborate that at least.
Yeah, no, I think you should continue. I think we're all on our edge of the seats.
There's actually not really that much to talk about afterwards.
Okay, make it exciting. Like you built it up.
I did. I did. What happened to Belle? Like
Yeah, what
full
happened
on
to
disappearing
Belle?
act. People don't know still. In 2008, DNA tests were done on the headless corpse,
Mm,
and they were inconclusive due to degradation.
of course.
So we don't know what happened. Did she die in the fire, or did she leave, go marry another man, and, well, cashed another insurance check?
So, what you're trying to tell me is this is a missing persons case, essentially.
That this could be. Yeah.
Um, Interesting. So, if I guess, well, if anybody's interested, and I guess we can go do this too, is go down, um, look at other like crimes where, you know, men mysteriously have answered calls or ads on the newspaper and have
Hmm.
died, and see if we can trace Belle.
Uh, that's where it gets tricky, right? Because
Yeah,
like Black Widow, I think that's what it's called, like Black Widow crimes are very, oh no, I'm not gonna say common, but there's enough stories with different killers
yeah.
and some not who are not caught that it would be hard to tell who's who. I guess if you could, if you could, no, for all of them, they would have cashed the insurance, the life insurance, if there was one. So who knows?
Do we know how much money Belle had um, when she
By
went missing?
the by the time she went missing, we do not.
Because I think if Belle had died in the fire, her remains would have
Mhm.
been found. Um,
Okay, wait. We have something rough. We have
okay,
something very, very rough. So by 1908, the estimation was about 100,000 to 250,000,
okay,
which would be equivalent today to about 3.3 million US.
yeah,
If it's 100 and if it's 250, about 8.3 million USD today.
yeah.
But
Um,
again, these are very, very projected um, numbers, right? Like
mhm,
she withdrew a lot of money from her bank toward near her death, but that was,
mhm.
very typical. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think my theory is that
Hmm.
if she was to die in the fire, her remains would have been found.
Hmm.
Um, if you have the kids' remains and then the lady who she murdered, if their remains were found, I think her remains would have been quite fresh as well.
Hmm.
Um, Unlike the ones that were like very much like dirt or
Hmm.
just decomposed. Um, she could have left the country. I was gonna ask, do you have any stories or claims from the people who have saw or who thought they saw her?
No. I didn't get around to checking the sightings of Belle over the years.
Mm,
Um, yeah, because a lot of it was, or at least nothing substantial, right? Because a
yeah.
lot of them is like, oh, there's this lady who kind of looks like her. or kind of has the same build, or somebody who says like they're drunk and they confess being,
Belle.
Belle Gunness.
Yeah, it
Um,
seems like she just like ended up as an urban legend of some sort.
yeah. Or like another person who had like photos of children who kind of looked a little bit like Belle, but again, not her.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
though we should note that the so we have the head, sorry, we have the head that's missing, right?
right.
We have the cash that was withdrawn, BT dubs, not found. So we're just estimating how much money she had at this point. We don't
Mm-hmm.
actually know what that money is.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
So there's a missing person, missing money.
And the
That's all
missing
we know.
head.
And a missing head. So the lady's head is missing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I guess it becomes one of two things. Either
Mm-hmm.
A, uh, Belle, okay, this is kind of out there, but a theory I had was maybe she did ask Ray to do this, like to start the fire and all of that so that she could escape.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe she wanted to first, so hmm, she wanted to kill the kids
Mm-hmm.
because they wouldn't go with her plan anymore. Like
Right.
instead of running with her, so she's like, okay, I need to get rid of them. So maybe that's when she decided to kill them. And then, Ray gets there, he sees what happens. Maybe he has a change of heart. Maybe at this point he attacks her. I don't know why he would cut her head off though. And then
You
he just
think
burns everything down and then runs off with the money and then blames the whole thing on
Belle.
her.
So if okay, if we go back to like let's say Belle killed someone, was there a
Yeah.
missing woman? Um
Okay. See? Yeah, I was thinking along those lines too.
okay.
No.
There
There
was
is
no missing women in
like
the
it's
area.
nobody noted. The lady is still like a big mystery.
And did they ever do like a DNA or cuz Belle's DNA and then Philip also died in the fire, right?
Yes.
So Belle's DNA and Philip's DNA would have been a match. Did they ever match the children's DNA with the women once DNA was a thing, or was it like at that point where it's too late?
It was too degraded, but at the same time, it depends on the how I guess the bodies were, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. And like back then, they would have never thought of like DNA testing being a possibility in the future. So I guess there was no way to preserve the bodies either.
Hmm.
That's interesting with the cut head stuff because the head not being found, the cash not being found is a little bit weird. Like what happened to the missing head, regardless of like who killed, um, who's dead and who killed them. Like, sorry, I'm like yawning into the mic. Um,
Oh, actually, the other thing that could have happened though too is it might actually have been one of the kids. Maybe in terms of like a form of retaliation for everything that's happened. Because we don't hear much of an account of what the kid's psyche was living with her.
mm-hmm.
So I'm just pulling at straws here, but one of the kids might have done it. And then, for whatever reason, they all decided to just poison themselves. They all died. Ray found them like that, and he burned the whole thing to the ground.
But it still doesn't account for what happened to the missing head.
He ran away with it because he loved her?
I don't know. Yeah, now you now we're opening another can of worms. Um,
Because he was obsessed with her, so like I don't know, maybe he's like took the head so that they could always be together, and then came up with this whole big spiel that made her into a myth, but this whole time he had it.
I don't know. I feel like if we go down
Yeah.
that route, then it's also a possibility that they ran off together. But
Yeah.
Belle
Hmm.
being Belle, I don't think her patterns would have stopped.
No, he would not have been enough for her. No way.
No.
No, she would just set up and then kept going.
Yeah. So I
But you
don't
know,
think they ran off together. If she ran off, she
mhm,
went off on her own.
that's true. And there is also grounds for like her just in general like changing her identity because she's done it before,
Mhm.
you know. She was what was her name? Brynhild?
Mhm.
Brynhild. Let me just confirm that right now. Yeah.
Um
Brynhild Storseth,
I
became Belle, it's the first marriage, Sorensen, who then became
Bill Gunness.
Belle Guinness, who knows who that became.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting to see if there was like an increase of, similar crimes in another like state around this time, which
Yeah,
could potentially suggest that it could have been Belle. Um, but yeah, or like even just looking at patterns of things, we could just, yeah, I don't know.
it
I
would
don't,
be a lot of work.
yeah, I don't think, and I think that's pretty much why she was, police didn't decide to go after it, giving it's still 1905. But,
Hmm. Well, 1908 at this point, but yeah.
oh,
Hmm.
1908, sorry.
Hmm.
But I don't think her dying in the fire um, sits right with me.
Yeah, no, me neither. Me neither. I don't know. I kind of want to find like some like book out there at some point that is like her diary that reveals that she went off. But at the same time, if she died in that fire, then that means there's no more victims. No?
Yeah,
And that would be a good thing.
that would be a good thing. I don't think she died in the fire. I think if if she died in the fire, I think her body would have been very fresh. Like you
Hmm.
could tell that was Belle. But
Oh, sorry. Actually, there was one other thing. Um, just one other thought I had was maybe the initial count of like the initial assessment of 6 foot, 200 pounds was wrong.
oh, like she wasn't that.
That
And
she
like
wasn't that. Yeah.
body weight does change over time, and she has had a couple of kids. So
Like one who was properly biological, but
yeah,
she was a very like you've seen photos of her, right? She was a very
yeah,
like built woman, right?
yeah.
But when I look at those photos, I'll be honest, I don't get the vibe of 6 feet. So I can also kind of see a situation where someone sees her and like they discriminated or not really discriminated, but they made assumptions. But I feel like that's something that would have been measured. I don't know. But
What
like,
was the approximate height of the body that was found?
let me go back here. The corpse was found to be 5 inches shorter and 50 pounds lighter than Belle. And I assume they accounted for the fact that a head was missing.
50 pounds lighter, I could get behind. 5 inch shorter, so what would that be? Um, if she was originally 6 feet, you said?
6 feet, yeah. So
So
it'd be
five.
like 5'7", around, oh my goodness, around my height.
I could see her being 5'7".
Just a bit shorter than me. Yeah, see, I get that vibe too when I look at those photos. So like,
I'm looking at the one with her at the three children, and for anybody
hmm
wondering what I'm looking at, it's on Instagram, on the first part.
hmm
Um, yeah, that's giving 5'7". And sorry, how much did you say she weighed?
it should have been 200 pounds apparently.
And 50 pounds lighter. Yeah, I could see her 100, around 150 ish.
hmm
It could have been her. The other possibility that there was somebody who wanted to do something bad in her area. That's the other thing. But now that you say that, now that we've gone through it, the headless body could have been her. I still like
It doesn't feel right. It still
it
doesn't feel
doesn't feel
right.
right. And what
Yeah.
what do you think? This is a little bit of a stretch that the brother Azil came early, killed her, or someone else's brother, someone else's partner, someone else's family member, knew what was going off, killed her, took run off with the head. And then, like we said, maybe Ray did come later that night to burn the house down.
Okay.
Was there insurance on the remaining last three kids?
Uh, Most likely, but even if there was, there's no one to claim it.
I was thinking
Mm.
because if there was a plan made by Belle and Ray to burn down the house with the kids inside, it would
hmm
have been it would have probably it makes sense why they had to die and burn in the in the house. But obviously if Belle had any sort of emotional connection with the kids, I think the plan would have been something like, we're going to be outside of the house, you just have to come at this time, burn the house with the farmhand inside the house.
Okay.
But maybe whoever burnt the house didn't know there was someone staying in. My mind is going to, what are their names? The children that supposedly burnt. God damn it. Let me give me a second. I'm gonna Google this.
Yeah. No, I can bring up the name. So, Myrtle and Lucy.
No, 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 no. This is a
Oh.
different case, but
Oh, okay.
Solder children. So the solder children, they had a similar kind of thing where people weren't sure if they burnt inside the house or if they were able to or if they were kidnapped. That's a whole different case. Um,
Oh.
yeah, so I'm kind of sensing something similar. She had plans, maybe with Ray, maybe with someone else. We don't know. Um, that she was going to be out of the house. Whoever burnt the house didn't know that they were still in there. There could have, if that body is Belle's, then somebody killed her um, before she escaped. But your point is that she could have also potentially poisoned the children as well, which is why you didn't hear much. Where sorry, not you, but the farmhand didn't hear much screaming when the fire went off.
hmm Didn't hear anything before. Yeah, that's fair.
So they were potentially they were already dead.
Also could have been the farmhand.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, yeah. What he picked up pretty quick what was going on and then did the thing and then ran off. I don't know.
Yeah, the fact that he went to town to get the fire department says something like he knew there was.
Well, he apparently he tried to wake people up. He tried to um get, their attention, but nobody was responding from the house, so he just ran to the fire department. However, 100% could have just set the fire himself, waited a few minutes, and then gone. Hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's also true.
Anyways, so her story has now
Mm-hmm.
become part of folk legend and pop culture. It's pretty big, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Tourists still visit her former farm in droves after the murders. It inspired books, ballads, podcasts, films. Um, Within media, we have Conversations with a Serial Killer. We got The Farm, released in 2021. From Murder Out Yonder, published in All Mystery magazine in the 1950s. Method, a 2004 film. YouTube Shorts. Actually, that's how I came across her the first time.
YouTube
She was,
Shorts.
yeah, yeah, she was featured in one of those animated Zack films, I think.
Mm.
And then I was very curious about her story, and then I started reading up, and I was like, oh wow, this is a lot. And then to like potentially have just disappeared, that's insane. Um, and then within books, you have Hell's Princess, The Mystery of Belle, Butcher of Men, which was released in 2018 and pretty much just gives an account of her life. You've got The Garden of Spite, it's a novel of the Black Widow of La Porte, released in 2021. Just as
Mm.
like examples of um, things that are out there talking about her life or have been inspired by her life.
Well,
Um,
Raf, or do you have
yeah.
more to say?
Oh no, no, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, this was really well done. This was really good, and yeah, I think there might be a future episode, whether it be from me or you, about if we think there are any crimes in the area around the time she went missing that match to the patterns of her killings. I think I want to do something like that for
The
sure.
only the only note I'd say with that though is like I could also see her going to like the other side of the country before she does something like that, you know?
I can like definitely see her like leaving the country and doing something that in a different part of the
Oh,
world.
yeah. Actually, yeah, that's
Um,
true. Go straight to the UK.
go straight to the UK. So yeah, stay tuned for future episodes. We might update you. We might get an update on this entire case in like altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix might come up with something. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. But thank you so much, Raf. This was yeah
Oh,
a very good presentation. Um,
this was a fun read. Well,
yeah,
okay, hold up. Let me rephrase that. I am not sadistic, okay? It was air quotations on fun. Like there was just a lot of details, pretty much.
he had the
Uh,
joyous time. I
no,
can I can certainly say he said love me Belle before
no. Whoa,
starting
whoa, 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 whoa,
this
whoa. I did,
episode.
I did not say that. Nothing. No, no. I don't know what you're talking about. Um,
Anyways.
I will say this, just to finish off, I guess. I've definitely been motivated, I guess. So, looking at her story, I kind of want to follow up now on a previous episode we did,
Mm,
where we talked about the soap maker, but we didn't really cover her and kind of the extent of her storyline. So, that, so it's partly because of doing the story on Belle, but also because a listener did ask me about it. And so I've decided why not, and just to do a follow up. So just for everybody listening, if you talk about follow ups, we will follow up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm going to do for my next episode.
Is it
Just
the
wanted to put it
soap
out there.
maker from Saskatchewan?
Soap maker of Correggio.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you want me to do the outro?
Oh no, that's good. I'll do the outro.
Okay, I'll start the
Uh,
outro.
yeah, but thanks y'all for coming. Thanks everybody for listening in. And for now, of course, please take some time to comment, like, subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, wherever else you're seeing this. Tune in for another sit down at the round table where things will happen. It could be me
Mm-hmm.
talking about soap making and the intricate art of using people to do that, or something else. We don't know. We'll see. Alrighty.
See ya.
Bye.